Alright, Travis Wingoodsell. Showered and shaved, watched SUV. And if you don't understand why I would watch SUV, you didn't watch my video on why I like the color pink and why I wear pink. So, like I told you in the video, if you're going to assume, based on an outward appearance, you're going to be wrong. Either dichotomous choice you make for your assumption. Alright, so again, another dichotomy, fallacy that you guys are involved in with the church members is that Mormons are not happy that I'm exposing the church's crimes. Because of YouTube's changed format, I'm able to hold comments and personally approve the comments to be shown for public viewing. And so as a result, I'm able to delete the abuse from bullies and from Mormons who hate me, and those who are even trying to threaten my life. And so YouTube has made great strides in that area, and so people are only able to ruin my statistics, but nobody can see that they've put a thumbs down even. And so that's a great improvement that YouTube has made. They just need to eliminate it altogether. This is a human being that is speaking with you. I am not a bot. I am not a product being pushed on you to be sold. And so the thumbs up and the thumbs down need to disappear from social media. That's what got the whole bullying campaign going and has caused many problems since. And so what I do with these videos are explaining to Mormons, who are my target audience, but those who are not Mormon, who want to know about the Mormons, particularly those who don't know that I'm a former Mormon myself, they just look for the scandalous stories. Thus why porn catches everybody's attention. But Mormons are my target audience, and so those who have been Mormon tend to come here as part of a therapy, I would imagine, having found out something horrifying from the church that caused them to no longer want to associate with the church. Similar to me. For me, it was finding out, doing my own research, not learning from other people, reading other critics' books and whatever else. I went and did my own research. I'm educated in how to do that. And so I've been doing a brainwashing playlist to assist people in what to recognize as incorrect education or re-education, and to help you understand how you too can find out the truth using the proper scientific methodology in your research of church history. And so I had to rush. Didn't have much time to shower and shave to get prisoner number 9's laundry in. And so what I do with my videos is educate Mormons. That's the target audience. I'm trying to use Mormon thinking, Mormon theology, Mormon beliefs to communicate with Mormons what I have come to learn. That the church is a fraud. That Joseph Smith was murdered and his church was usurped by an evil force. And of course, that evil force has a personification in the flesh named Brigham Young. And so as I point out the various scandals of the religion, of the theology, of the traditions, the cultural practices, and the administration, as well as church history, and current events, as they are kicking up the pace lately. A whole ton of scandals involving Mormons and the Mormon Church have all happened. And so I'm the only one who's reporting on this. The news doesn't know that Utah is involved in an implosion event that is about to occur. And so they're not going to report on it until it actually happens. Only the certain scandals, like the $100 billion in tithing, published by the Washington Post, or the Business Insider that followed up on that as the Ensign Peak revealed other investments that the church is making that I've exposed as involving criminal organizations, because the Business Insider didn't catch it. And that's curious that they didn't catch it, because Deutsche Bank is the world's central bank for all criminal money laundering. If you've got an account at Deutsche Bank, that's a red flag, as SUV pointed out with the one particular offshore account that they were referring to. And so all the other foreign banks, likewise, you have to send up red flags and say, hey, wait a minute, what are they up to there? And so investing in those banks or investment companies involves investment fraud, where the church is paying the companies so that the church can then commit crimes in the organization and get away with it. Money laundering is the primary crime that occurs with banks. And so that a huge red flag that the FBI should have immediately been contacted by the IRS if they were to do an audit from this whistleblower for the $100 billion with tithing. But the Business Insider didn't even catch it. They were all focused on, tech companies. Again, they're not understanding. And you can tell that they're not understanding when they say, the church didn't invest in tobacco or in caffeine because it's against the word of wisdom. Caffeine's not against the word of wisdom, Mormons. And for those of you outside of the church as well, no. Ensign Peak is only one investment company. There are others the church is utilizing, and the clue is in Ensign Peak, because they're using Ensign Peak to invest in investment companies, which they're using through other means, from other sources for investment. This is the scandal. It's huger than anybody's reporting on. And so I'm just like baffled that nobody's caught on to this yet. And I end up being the first one to report on this. And I'm not a news reporter. I'm just an inside Mormon who knows all this. And so when Mormons come to my videos, and as YouTube informs me through their analytical program statistics, it's people who are typing in YouTube a search thing, and my video pops up in the recommended position. And so they see my title and are like, huh? And they click on it. And originally, it used to be Mormons who, oh, he's anti-Mormon, I'll show him, I'll go to his site, and even though it'll show up as a view, I'll click thumbs down, and that'll teach him. Can't do that anymore, can you guys? And so, but what Mormons are doing are confirming that the church is corrupt. A thumbs down equals compliance, or not compliance, concession. That's the word I used in my lawsuit against the church. Is that the judge failing to do anything is conceding to my motions, to my whole case, my complaint. And therefore that's why I put in the argument that I had won my case because of the judge's concession for her inactivity. She being in contempt of her own court. And so when Mormons put a thumbs down on a video talking about the abuses and the evils and the crimes and the corruption of the church, the members are conceding that I am correct, and they're unhappy that I'm exposing it to the world. Remember Isaiah? The sins revealed on the rooftops. Well, what's on our rooftops? Satellite signals. It's no longer on rooftops anymore. We've got the ability to have a little modem in our apartments. And so, but that's the whole point, is that you're not supposed to cover up your sins, Mormons. Remember that? Many are called, but few are frozen too. Comes out on DVD on Tuesday, by the way. You're supposed to be honest in all your dealings. Remember? That's part of the temple recommend questions. That's the very final one. Are you being honest in all your dealings? Mormons? Are you acknowledging the crimes of the church and speaking out against the church for their crimes? You have to in order to qualify to go through the temple. That's the hilarious part. Because you're affiliating with an organization that is contrary to the teachings and principles of Joseph's church. See, this is why I'm speaking to Mormons, guys. Is because if you're not Mormon, you're going, what are you talking about? That's why. These are all Mormon inside things. And so I'm speaking to Mormons here. And so for Mormons to get mad at me for speaking out against the evil in the church, against the crimes in the church, against the abuses in the church, against the bullying in the church, which you are perpetuating by putting a thumbs down, by putting your hate comments. Even if your hate comments are, I think you need counseling. That's a hate comment. Did you know that? Apparently not, because you've forgotten about Abinadi. Oh yeah. Abinadi. And so that's what disturbs me in the world, is because they're now using the hate by saying a person needs counseling, whether it's as the criminal who shot up the school or the students who are victimized. They all rush to say, oh, we need counseling put in there immediately. Get the counselors in. That's abuse. Far worse than a shooter. And And so when you guys attack me with your hateful comments, with your thumbs down, and potentially even secretly trashing me on your other videos, as you are an apologist for the church, trying to defend the church, and using me as an example. Kwaku did that once, and yet he quoted me in a manner in which exposed him, and he didn't catch it. But that was funny when I saw that. But yeah, I don't watch his videos anymore. It's just, he's too racist, which, he's black and he's racist? I don't get it. Yeah, that's how brainwashed he is. That's how the church brainwashes people. Because the church is racist. They're still segregating. And yet blacks still flock to the church because they have Jesus Christ in the title, deceiving them. And the whole 1978, we finally the Lord allowed blacks to have the priesthood again. No, he didn't. He's always allowed it. That's the whole scam. And women, likewise, you're being scammed. The church is sexist. Do you not understand it? Do you not see that? The church allows you to wear slacks now? Are you kidding me? They're sexist. The whole temple changes? Oh, yeah, Eve gets more speaking parts. You got played as chumps. Did you listen to the new law of chastity? They're gonna implement polygamy. You got played as chumps. They're sexist. And I can go on, as I have for all these years that I've figured things out. And so I'm not the one to blame for pointing out the church's scandals, abuses, crimes, atrocities, corruptions, etc. You Mormons are the ones to blame because you're remaining silent. Or, worse, you're the ones abusing others who speak out, who are victims, who are exposing the church. When you attack them, you become complicit in the church's crimes. And that's what you don't understand, is that the church is guilty of death penalty crimes, and you, by defending them, are guilty of death penalty crimes along with them. Oh. So you want to change your mind now about defending the church? Probably not, because Mormons don't typically come to my channel other than to put the thumbs down and run away. The abuse has to stop, Mormons. It's gotta stop. So I've got the 2 brainwashing videos left for this morning's inspiration. And the brainwashing of fallacy, or the brainwashing fallacy of, through fallacies generally. And then the other one through the memorization education system, the selective memorization, which scripture mastery should come to Mormons' minds immediately. So, alrighty. So yeah, if you hadn't noticed, because you just searched this video and clicked on it to check it out, I've got other videos. There's other stuff. You know, I actually have videos. This isn't my first video. And so the reason why you're hearing the air conditioning in the background is because you haven't been listening to my other videos. and so, yeah, there's lots that I talk about. And you're coming late to the rodeo.